Hey guys, Wraith calling. Thanks for stopping by the channel. Today we're on Dragon Ridge, and I'm teamed up with Nico Dante. He is in the IS-2. This is a Tier 7 game, and if you'll notice, I am in the E25 Tier 7 Premium German Tank Destroyer. If you're paying attention to Twitter and Facebook, I had a poll about which tank I should buy next premiums. I had a little gold burning a hole in my pocket, so to speak, and I ended up spending a little more than I was going to initially, but I got the E25. And I have to say, I've been nothing but impressed and pleased with my purchase. This thing costs 6,700 gold. Sometimes it does go on sale. It is part of the tech tree, so you can't. Well, not part of the tech tree, but it's in that. So you can buy it anytime you need to. I do think this is worth the gold. This is for anything just a fun value. It does do okay making money as a career trainer. There are better ones out there for each, but this is just too much fun to play. So about the E25. It is 26 tons, 830 horsepower engine. Will do 65 kilometers an hour. And the traverse speed is 44 degrees a second, so this thing is very nimble for a non-turreted tank destroyer. It's very fast. It's very small, very stealthy, very good camo value. And this thing is just mean. And if you notice, I fired that M6, just how fast this thing reloaded. This thing's got a rate of fire of 20 rounds per minute. So when I pull the trigger, this thing reloads very, very quickly. Now the downside is you go through ammo very, very quickly. And ammo gets used up very fast. Now about the gun, going into more detail of the gun, 7.5 centimeter gun. It's a PEC 42 L70, so it's a very good tank gun, traditionally used with the Germans throughout the World War II. But at Tier 7, it's a bit underpowered for a tank gun. You can see its rate of fire. It's very accurate, very fast rate of fire. Decent penetration. The penetration for Tier 7 is kind of weak. If the tank has a weakness, it's going to be the gun performance itself. And it just simply says it just doesn't pen enough and doesn't hit hard enough. Now it does get premium ammo, which, you know, adds a little more to it, but for what it is. But you'll see here, I will put this gun to good use. So you're looking at the view range is only about 360. And I took off binoculars on this thing because I was just running mad so much without binoculars. And I actually do run with coated optics now because you just move so much. This is not a tank destroyer I sat still in as much as I thought. And you'll see I'll kind of run around like a madman here in a little while. So about the armor is okay. You know, but it's such an aggressive slope that it really, you can do bounce some shots with this, and I do bounce a couple very big tank guns with this. The front plate is 50 millimeters thick. It's pretty aggressive rake slope back. Sides and the rear are both 30, so you can get pinned, and you really have to be kind of selective. You see here I'm being sneaky, shooting this Cheeto, and look at the rate of fire. I'm just popping shots one every 2.5 seconds or so. I'm firing rounds out there, and yeah, this is just a mean little fun little machine to play in. So right now our team is just kind of doing okay. We're actually, you know, losing by one. It's not we're not horribly being beaten. Me and Nico pushed down this way. Nico's getting fired from someone. I think it's the Cheeto was still shooting Nico. And I know that T-34-85s are, so I want him to stick his head out again. He sticks his head out again and hit him. I'm going to get the second shot. And I clean him up with the second hit. Nico flushed him out just a little bit there. And I'm spotted, so I'm going to stay back here where I'm almost safe. I'm trying to avoid Artie. And I'm looking for that Cheeto still. I know he's over there. He was shooting at Nico. I don't have the view range to see him. The light tank now moved down here, so we kind of lose that forward spotter. Here's why light tanks are so important. That's forward spotting, forward observer going. So I'm going to come down here and back up Nico. He's pretty far ahead of me, but I will make short work of this distance. There's the Cheeto again, and I turn. I can't get a beat on him. And Cheeto's got a pretty good rate of fire for being a little tank. And the gun's not bad on the Cheeto, so he can cause problems for Nico. Just from the involved in the IS-2's gun is very inaccurate, so I got to be the long range fire support for Nico. And I'm trying to stay up here in the hill. Usually Artie likes to hide back here, so If I could go up there and get some quick jabs at Artie would be awesome. There's the Cheetah. Now I got a better shot. The light tank's now spotting him, and I can see him. And yeah, I can just see the top of his turret, but he's gonna. Yeah. Someone got him. So good. It's thrown out of our side. But if you look, our team's slowly kind of crumbling a little bit. We do have one heavy tank that's AFK, which does not help us. Nico got taken out. We have 2 Artie left, and it's just the light tank and me. So right now it's 8-10. We're down 2 tanks now, and again with the AFK heavy, this is not going to be a good situation for us. And honestly, I'm worried. I don't know that I'll have the ammo to deal with these guys if I do make a hero run and start taking a bunch of these guys out. So the rate of fire on this, ammo becomes critical. Shot placement is critical, which isn't too bad because this gun is pretty accurate. But not being the most biggest, highest caliber gun, the biggest penetration. Penetration we're looking for right about 150 pen. Damage is right about 135 or so is the average. So you can see here I managed to murder that grill and just pin him down with the rate of fire. You see I'm taking fire, but I'm using my speed, my advantage, and the acceleration of this thing. Very quickly up a slight hill, I'm doing 50 kilometers an hour. The rounds are skimming over the top of me. And I've been spotted. And I know that there's a bunch of bad guys left. There's the other Artie. I know he sees me. I'm going to keep pushing, try to get unspotted as I come up around behind him. Waiting for my little indicator to go away. I think I'm fairly safe now. So I'm going to stick my head around the corner, see if I can get this Artie from the rear. And I don't really know where all the other bad guys are at. I think right now they're down by our spawn. Again, this is team destruction. So this is the game where you got to kill them all. So there's no capping out to save yourself. Oh, Panzer 3-4. Didn't want to ram him. Damage, I'm going to need that hit points. There's the Sturton Mill. He's got a very good gun. Ooh, and he hit me hard. I can't stay here and exchange shots with him. I will lose badly trying to exchange shots with the Sturton Mill. And now, since I'm the last one left on the team, everybody knows where I'm at. I got to scoot. Got to make good use of my mobility and go away. I'm by myself. There was 5 tanks at one point. So it was 5-on-1 for just a second or two there between where the light tank got it, where I killed the 3-4. And I am a one-shot now pretty much for at least the Sturton Mill. Of course the Artie's going to be an issue. This here's 7 Panther Artie. He can definitely one-shot me and do me in. He'd splash me and kill me just about. So I'm trying to be stealthy, trying to use the speed and the stealthiness and the maneuverability of this tank to my best advantage. So my thoughts here is I'm running down here on the backside, trying to keep cover and down in this trench here on the side and keep out a line of sight to everybody. Hopefully they still think I'm back up by like H8, G7. So I'm going to try to come all the way back around behind everybody. And this tank is fast enough to do that. You can see I briefly hit 70 plus kilometers an hour going down the hill there, going up this hill. I'm still doing in the 40s going up this pretty steep hill. And I'm debating how far around I want to drive to get to these guys, but making good use of the mobility out of this thing. It's blisteringly fast for a tank destroyer. This thing will put a Hellcat to shame, believe it or not. As far as speed goes, about fast tank destroyers. Yeah, and I'm looking, and again, I don't have a turret, so I have to be extra cautious when coming around a corner. It'd be really easy to get tracked and get pinned in place and not be able to do anything about it. So I'm thinking I'll come up here to the top of this ridge and kind of get a peek down in the valley where our spawn was at. Now we know we had our heavy down there, was AFK was down there, so I'm trying to see if everybody's still down in there. And I'll sit here for just a moment. Again, I don't have binoculars, so my view range isn't as good as it could be. But they don't know where I'm at. I moved so quick. Nico thinks they're still back all up there, pulled together. Debate how I'm going to get there. I do agree with Nico. I'm going to turn back around and go the other way, but I'm going to follow this road here and take this left fork up there and see what I can do. Now this is the kind of an engagement where you don't want to get pinned down too long in one place. If you do, they will eventually come to you, which is okay. As long as you're in the tank, you can equip to deal with that. I don't have the armor or the gun. I feel to do that. I got the DPM, but I don't think the gun hits hard enough or is big enough. And some of these tanks, if they're tier 7 heavies, can give me fits, and just I can't penetrate their armor. So I'm going to sit here for just a second, take a quick peek down in the valley again, be sure no one's coming up that way. And we'll just come up here and stick my head around the corner. And I'm being cautious because I'm not sure where they're at. They're probably all up here by this village is what I'm thinking. Nico and I are talking on team chat about where they could be. And I'm trying to come over here back on this ridge line back where our light tank got killed at and see if I can get some spots and not be seen. That's my whole goal at this point. And again, I'm just going to come up here, take a peek down here by our spawn. Just wants to see if I see anybody. Now there's 4 minutes left, so I'm being overly cautious, but time is a factor in this game. Right now we will lose because team destruction, if there's tanks left on either side, it takes in the amount of damage done. Is how the tiebreakers determine. It's a little awkward. Basically, whichever team does more damage, and that's solely based on the team composition. They've got a lot of more heavier tanks than we do, and so that's going to make a difference in just the hit points of each individual tanks. And makes up how they determine that. It's kind of a weak breaking system. If you get goofy matchmaking, you could still lose this and have tanks left on both sides. And I'm being very cautious, and I'm looking for the enemy Artie. I figured he may be here, or maybe one of the heavies is up here. Now, I haven't seen them, and they haven't seen me in quite a while. Now I'm thinking they're probably going to be back over by G7, G8, where I can't see them on the other side of the village from where I'm at. So I sit just a moment. There's the Artie does show up, and I'm not going to sit here very long. Artie, oh yeah, I'm waiting for that to come back at me. Hit the Artie. I'm not going to get him like this. I got to kill him quickly, or I got to find it, or I got to move to a new spot. There's going to be no ifs, ands, or buts about it, because now that I've been spotted, they're going to keep coming for me. There's Artie. I dodge. I'm going to try to go for the kill on Artie. And that's when the other tank destroyer shows up. It's the Stir Mill again. Oh, dodge the Artie shot. The Stir Mill's still down on the bottom of the hill there. I can kill the Artie based on his reload. Now I'm like, oh no, this is no good. I know the tank destroyer is there, so I'm just going to back off. He has very good gun depression in that tank destroyer. So now I got the mountain between me and him. I'm going to run. 2.5 minutes. A little worried on time, but I figured, you know what, if I can't win this game, I'll draw it on time. And then we'll let the goofy tiebreaker make the determination of who's done more to who. And again, I'm trying to reposition. That's where they last saw me. I broke contact, broke the spot. Moved back again. The final 2 minutes, 2 heavy tanks. And I know the Stir Mill's there, and he could have if he's got the big gun, this could be an issue. He won't have any problems penetrating me at all. Let's see, get some goofy angle. I know this is a bit of a hill climb, but I can run away down this hill pretty quick if I need to. And I'm thinking maybe I can catch somebody in the flank. Maybe even Stir Mill would be nice. And that's when... Oh no, the IS is down there. Well, that's not going to be any good. I keep moving. I can't sit there and let the IS shoot me. He can one-shot me if he hits me, if he's got the big gun. And I'm running and running. And again, I'm looking for the Stir Mill. Figure maybe he came up back here behind me. I don't see him. Maybe he's down here where I was at. And there's the Stir Mill. Hit him once. And I back off. I'm like, nope, I'm not going to sit here and trade fire with him. I got spotted again, of course. And I know behind me the IS was back there somewhere. So I'm repositioning again. Kind of debating where I'm going to go next. And I figured, I broke the spot. And I kind of went there and intentionally hit the buildings. Oh, and there's the KV-1. I didn't want to see him there. There's the Stir Mill. Not what I wanted to do. Missed the Stir Mill. I keep going. I know he don't have a turret. The KV-1 does. Bouncing off the KV-1. He bounced off of me. Oh my goodness. Turn around, get one more shot into him. I'm finish off the KV-1. Here comes the Stir Mill, and I think I'm doomed because now I got him. And I bounced the Stir Mill. I couldn't believe it. I bounced him twice. I bounced one off from the IS. I look back, there's the IS. I don't want him to shoot me. He can still one-shot me if he's got the big gun. Oh no, now he's not spotted, but I'm still spotted. This is not good. 16 seconds left. I'm thinking, well, I got a shot. No, I don't think I can. My rate of fire will let me do enough damage to him to get him. So I'm just, at this point, I just kind of back up. He just fired, so I'm safe sticking my head out. I get one more into him. And we're just, that's time. But, because of the nature of the game, we won because our team did more damage to them than they did to us. Kind of an odd way to win the game. It does give me kind of a backdoor to a Kalabanos medal. 6,700 XP with the ×2 high caliber. I did end up with 6 kills. That gave me the Kalabanos Top Gun, just under 3,000 damage. Did block 385, 6 kills, made 86,000. That's a pretty damn good game, guys. 1,600 base XP. I'll take it. It was a very, matchmaking was very generous to me this game. But hopefully you got a chance to see how the E25 does, and if you're thinking about having the gold to spend on it, I think it's worth picking up. And as always, guys, thanks for watching, and keep your powder dry.